another big shout out goes to John and Betty McGuire.
Ah.
Those are the founders of this incredible place, and we just learned that next month Betty turns 100.
Yeah, the
Happy
big
birthday.
century month, so a very happy early birthday. Something I also wanted to expand upon, Monica, is you talked about some of these aircrafts, and one of them being operational. I believe they just started it up in November. Most of these aircrafts were actually flown here.
How fantastic is
before
that?
they were kind of put on exhibits. So really cool to think about if
Look at
at
that
some
monster
point,
right there.
yeah, look at those. Almost all of those were actually flown in here to the Santa Teresa airport. So very, very cool. And want to also talk more about the War Eagles Air Museum, because their mission is to inspire and educate people of all ages about aviation and military endeavors of the past, present, and future. You got to check out this cool story.
The first-time visitor can expect, first of all, a huge hangar full of airplanes. A lot of people, they don't expect how big the hangar actually is. It's 65,000 square feet of just airplanes, automobiles, displays. And so you can expect to get a lot of information. Some people expect to be here for 45 minutes, and they're here for hours. So we do a lot of tours for the community, the schools, we do daycares. So we have experienced docents who were either aircrew members, pilots themselves, or they served in the military in an aircrew capacity, and they actually know all of the knowledge and history there is to know about the planes and vehicles.
The Navy. As you can guess, what service was I in?
The Navy.
If you want to give back a little something to the community and feel like you're a member of a exclusive private club somewhere, 'cause that's really what it feels like as a volunteer.
It's definitely a hidden gem in the area, and I would just expect to have lots of fun and learn a lot of things you really didn't know about before.
And when you get into that and start telling them the history of the invention of the airplane, they find it interesting. I actually start out with that little toy, which is what Mr. Wright gave the two brothers that piqued their interest in learning to fly.
So some people have said that we're the Smithsonian of the Southwest, which is really interesting. The collection that we have is very unique and it's very vast. It's a huge collection, and so to get this type of collection in this region is unheard of.
A little something for everyone here at War Eagles Air Museum. You saw some of the little kids and some of the field trips that obviously come through here.
So adorable.
People of all ages, you can learn so much just by coming here. Actually, we were talking about it, minored in history at Colorado State University. So absolutely love history, especially kind of around the World War II kind of era.
That one's always very interesting.
And there's a lot of stuff here from that era, that's for sure.
I love what she said. This is the Smithsonian of the Southwest. Wow, how incredible is that? Well, now we kind of want to send it over to Tawny Davis, who is live with Executive Director from the War Eagles Air Museum. Hey, Tawny.
Hey there, guys. Here with the Executive Director of the War Eagles Air Museum. Thank you so much for joining us. And I want to ask you, there are plenty of different aircrafts, including classic cars here in your facility. Where do you get all of them?
So a majority of our collection, again, was started by our founders, and much of their, much alike their friends, warbird enthusiasts, preservers of history, have helped create, this collection to what it is today. Some of our superstars we have right up front at the museum. We have the P-40 Warhawk, which is notorious for its shark tooth design. We have the TF-51 Mustang, which is pretty rare. It's like the PF-51 Mustang, except it's a two-seat trainer. You can actually see cameos of it in the newest Top Gun Maverick. We also have an F-4U Corsair, which recently starred in a couple movies as well, one of them being Devotion. But our collection is comprised of primarily Korean War era, World War II era, and we now have a Vietnam era as well. So, we really try to hit that history piece of what conflicts America was involved in and some of the machines that, have given us the freedoms that we have today.
Of course, that is very amazing. And, we just heard that this is like a hidden gem in the borderland. So how do we get more people to learn about this place and come out here?
So we like to call ourselves the best museum you've never heard of. One of the easiest ways to find us and what we're doing is we're really active on Facebook, Instagram, and any other social media you can really think of. We got Twitter, LinkedIn. We got a really wonderful website where our events are actively updated, and anything that, if people want to join and become a member, a volunteer, all that is on our website. So primarily, on the web, people can always call us as well at 575-589-2000. But we are constantly having events, not only that tailor to aviation enthusiasts, but anybody in the community that wants to come out. And the museum is really just a wonderful playground and wonderful educational tool that's a part of that.
Well, thank you so much for having us, and I'm sure we'll hear more from you later, but for now I'm going to send it right back to you all.
Tani, thank you very much for that. I could spend absolutely hours here talking about all of this stuff, but I will say this.